The USPS is actually destroying my business. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So we actually have to have a very serious topic of conversation today, and it is the current state of the USPS on the card game side of things. Now, as you guys know, I do a lot of TCG, selling of singles and things like that on the secondary market. I buy a lot of cards so that, we can play all the card games that we play between Gundam, Yu-Gi-Oh, Wise Schwartz, Pokemon, all of that. I'm very actively involved with, that side of the market and a lot of things. And actually, this is actually not something that has been new that's been going on. So actually, a little bit of background detail. Back in March, there was several things that happened at a couple of the USPS sorting facilities. Indianapolis was actually one of the big ones, where there was massive delays being caused, and we're going to refer to it as a black hole, where things are going in, but nothing's coming out. And then there were several people that were charged with stealing items earlier this year from the Indianapolis Postal Hub. So that was March. Okay, so things got a little bit better in April. And then I got a package shipped to me on April 22nd. It went into Indy. And okay, well, Robbie, it's one package. My friend from Florida shipped another package up here to me. Hit Indianapolis, May 7th. Black hold. It's gone. I shipped 2 packages out last week. They hit Indy. No update. Black hold. Just, they're gone. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, so 1 coincidence is fine, 2 is sure, 3, 4. So I went and did some research. You kind of got to go take a look. If you're starting to see, a little bit of a pattern, you go do your research, Evidently, the Indianapolis hub right now for packages is being referred to across Reddit. The Facebook group for USPS employees is being referred to as a black hole, where things are coming in and they're not disappearing, they're just setting. Now, you would think, okay, well, what if you were to file a missing mail search request? So if I'm not let's say that we are just one small piece of the one little human being here out of a potential million other people whose mail could be coming inbound into this, and millions of other people are filing these, lost mail requests. Wouldn't the lost mail request queue kind of start to back up, and wouldn't there start to be a problem with that? Now, from what I have heard from a few people, friends of friends, I guess, the USPS cut hours recently. It was a big old prerogative to, we'll cut hours, there won't be a problem. And now, because of this, over the last, I'm going to say this has been starting since my package hit the 22nd. We've had the black hole now for a month. And this is not with all packages, which is the most interesting part. You can ship a regular envelope out, and it can go right through the system. It appears to be larger scale items, like large priority rate boxes, for example. A large priority rate box, these items take up more space than normal, but it appears that, some of these are getting black holed, which is, I shipped an item out the exact same day. 2 items got black holed, 1 went right on through, and of course it was the, brown envelope. So, where in the world does this take us with knowing this? So, as summer is unfolding here, and I'm already starting to see, consistency with several items being backed up here, And I was reading through the Reddit group talking about, good old USPS complaints. They're talking about so many other hubs, Seattle, Texas. There's also reports of the Indiana hub just kicking items to other hubs. Indiana has kicked things up to Chicago, down to St. Louis. I guess the Indy hub is so fucked in terms of mail distribution that things are going out. And my friend, for the package from the 22nd of last month, by the way, as of filming this, it has been about a month now for that package. He opened up a missing mail request, and he has not gotten an update on that missing mail request. That should put into perspective for you how backed up, how many problems are being caused with it. I actually just had a PWE letter from April 20th that I refunded the guy on TCG Player. He sent me a message on the 18th, which is the Monday. So keep in mind, it has been about a month. He goes, "Hey, I got the package. It was covered in black tar." And I'm like, huh? He's like, "The top loader withstood whatever the USPS had put this letter through." And it's like, he's like, "Go ahead and contact TCG Player to get payment reinitialized for this." He's like, "Thank you for actually shipping in a top loader." I don't know what that little white envelope went through, but it sounds like it had seen the end of the world within the USPS, which is crazy to think about. Now, this does not boost my confidence, which this is crazy, by the way, because I ended up just recently, I had to get a newer car, and I was like, okay, if we can go ahead and just move cardboard solely to pay off, the standard adult business things, pay off the loan through the card business. Now I'm sitting here today looking at the black hole that's in front of me and going, I can't even reliably sell cards at the moment because of fear of, you ship item out, it just gets black holed for a month now. And there's no telling, what this case is going to be. Now, the silver lining for this, my own worries aside, eventually, from what I was reading, from the USPS complaints, it took about 2 to 3 to 4 weeks for some of these packages that have been black holed for them to actually move again. They are moving, to my understanding. I just don't like that we're at a point now where a package can set for a month before it gets pushed to another destination. That's absurdly crazy to think about to me. And it's worrisome. It really is. This on a cataclysmic scale has enough ripple and enough ramifications. If the market does not allow cards to move safely through locations, then part of the card market crashes and dies. And that's a scary thought. That's a doomsday scenario. And somebody's going to be like, "Well, Robbie, just use FedEx." If you want to open up an entirely other can of worms, if you have time, go look into the amount of card theft that happens through FedEx. Go educate yourself. Go open up that can of worms. The amount of PSA submissions that I read are getting jacked from FedEx employees is astronomical. So if you get some free time, just go explore that world. Just go take a look at how much fuckery that side of the market is. Because, if you thought what we are dealing with here is bad, one black hole opening up in my backyard, and I mean, what can I do about this? Nothing. There's not a single damn thing that can be done. It's just the era we live in, people. You know, you're at the mercy and whims of the United States Postal Service. You know, all jokes aside and everything, I know some of you guys do work for the post office. If any of you guys can provide me insight, you know, instead of me going over to my post office and asking my postmaster general, being like, hey, why are my packages black holing in Indy? You know, I assume, you know, from the amount of research and time I've put into, like, just deep diving, I feel like the picture is pretty clear. Cuts on budget have fucked Indy, and it's going to be that way for a very long time, unfortunately. But this is also a, hey, guys, be patient when it comes to mail right now. It's the best thing that we can do. So today completes the my worries of the reflection of tomorrow, and we'll see where it goes. But you guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.